Hi, Julian Walker here again. I'm going to talk to you about the fourth thing that you need to get started towards being a successful yoga teacher. So, from our perspective, this is really a key aspect of what it is to teach yoga, and it has to do with the concept of holding space. Now, you may have heard that phrase before, you may have not known what it meant, or maybe you have your own idea of what it means. When we talk about holding space, we mean that essentially there is a space within which people are practicing yoga. And as the teacher, it's your job to hold that space, to define that space, to set up the conditions or the environment in which people get to experience their practice. Think about it. As the teacher, you decide, is the door closed? Is the door open? Is the heat on? Is the heat off? Is there music? How loud is the music? How bright are the lights? Are the lights dim or are they really bright? Do people get to talk to one another during class? Do they get to touch one another? Do they get to text? Do they get to videotape what's happening in the room, right? You set the tone. You create the boundaries. And that's your job. And so there's a level of getting comfortable with that and getting clear about what your intentions are. What is the space that you're wanting to create? What kind of environment do you want to create? What kind of experience are you seeking to share with people? There's a deeper piece around this notion of holding space that really has to do with being mindful of the fact that everyone in the yoga room, everyone on their mat, is having an interior experience, right? It's not just a bunch of bodies doing yoga postures. There's a lot going on there already, which is a lot to work with, but there's also the internal piece. And I mean that in a very practical way. People are experiencing sensations and thoughts and emotions, and sometimes their buttons are getting pushed, and sometimes they're exhausted, and sometimes they're filled with energy. There's a whole lot going on internally, and part of our job as teachers is to hold the space in such a way that people feel that it's okay to be where they are. It's okay to be happy or sad on any given day, because that's part of being human. It's okay to have poses in which you're not flexible or not strong. It's okay to not be graceful all the time. It's okay to be someone who has an amazing physical practice, but it doesn't mean that everyone has to look like a gymnast, right? The way in which we hold the space allows for a more inclusive experience in which people can really focus on the process, right? The process of what's really going on for them. That's what the yoga room is about. How to be with yourself in a more mindful, compassionate, skillful way. Ultimately, that's empowering and healing and allows us to grow and feel connected to one another and feel more connected to ourselves. So that's your fourth principle. There's one more coming. Remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can follow me on Twitter and Facebook. I'll put all the links below. And if you sign up for my email newsletter via my website, you'll get to participate in the free 10-day meditation challenge. I'll see you soon.